back to Chords on Fire. This is episode 3, and today our guest is Jason Zbichorski.
That's close. That's good.
Say the real way.
Zbichorski.
Zbichorski.
Yes. Yeah, I go by Jason Todd a lot for that reason, but as you've probably noticed, I put my real last name on the last record, so...
Yep. As you should.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to keep it sincere these days, so that's kind of the intention behind that. Yeah, for better or for worse, No one can say the shit, but it's all good.
Jason is the lead singer of the Milwaukee band Shrinestone, and happy to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here and doing this show.
Yeah, me/us.
Yeah. I'm Tyson Allison, your host, and we're here in Bayview again, red and igloo black. And I do want to take a second to thank anyone and everyone that has watched or listened to the first 2 episodes. It was just a video cast on YouTube, and now it's a podcast as well. So thank you to the new listeners and the couple international listeners that have checked it out as well. Really appreciate it. Thank you. So, Shrinestone. Just a quick history from my end. Somehow we wound up together on a bill at Bremen Cafe.
Yeah.
And, we didn't know you guys at all. I don't think you knew us. And but we had like a really cool show at Bremen.
Yeah, it was great. I don't know how that happened, but it must have been through you, right? Had to have been.
I think for that one you asked us to play somehow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes sense too.
I'm not sure how, but
yeah.
I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
Ever since then, my band Cassini Echoes has played with Shrinestone, I don't know, 4 times now,
Something
maybe?
like that, yeah.
Yeah. And we've kind of become band friends.
Yeah. Feels good. It feels like like it seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Like in a just feels natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we
complementary.
Complementary. We go well together on the bill. So,
yeah.
And you guys are all great people. And
try to be.
Really enjoyed getting to know you guys.
Thanks.
And playing all those shows.
Yeah. It's great. May it continue.
Yes. So how long have you guys been a band?
Just for the viewers and the listeners, I'm gonna sometimes probably like ask this person who's off camera and off mic questions, but that's Liz, the keyboard player and the piano player for Shrinestone, and I might defer my memory a little bit. So, Liz, is it 2 years?
So
a year and a half?
2024.
2024, yeah.
First rehearsal.
Right. So yeah, we're about a year and a half into it, something like that.
Yeah.
We rehearsed a bunch, obviously, before we played any shows, and then tried to figure out who we needed to add to the band, and that's where we got Brandon from. But it's pretty new in the scheme of things.
That is really new.
Feels like a long time, though. I don't know why. We've recorded a lot and played a bunch of shows and gotten to know each other. So yeah, it's been a year and a half, but it's been a really, probably a good way to say it is a rich year and a half.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It seems like a lot's happened in a year and a half for you guys.
Yeah.
Some pretty cool shows. And you guys have put out...
1 vinyl, 2 EPs, but only one has been pressed on vinyl. Yeah, the second one hasn't been. And it's, of course, just a shortage of money,
Yeah.
So,
no, I get that.
Because, it's independently done and stuff. I really want to and hopefully will. But we got to sell some more of the first one.
I know. So do we.
Yeah.
Well, still.
Yeah.
1 vinyl in a year and a half is impressive.
Yeah, I wanted to start with a bang,
Yeah.
Have a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and it sounds really good. Where did you guys record that?
I just recorded it at our space.
Okay.
At the Ladybug Club downtown Milwaukee. It's
Uh-huh.
all pieced together. It's super
Yeah.
lo-fi DIY style. Just setting up a mic here and there and capturing things and going from there. So
Yeah.
it's a process that I'm comfortable with, and it costs no money, and
Yeah.
I can spend as much time as I want, on it. And the musicians are really great. Everybody in the band, we kind of like learn a song and record it. That's kind of like our process.
Okay.
Is to I'll post demos. Everyone will hear the demos or not, if you're the drummer, Ted, and then we'll learn the song and then record it that night. So it's kind of unorthodox, I guess.
Yeah.
But like we just rehearse it to the point where everyone kind of knows it and is comfortable, and then record, like multi-track it all right then.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys do it live all together, or is it?
No, it's
overdubs.
Yeah, it's overdubs, and generally it's Ted plays to the demo with the click, with the drums muted, and then we just build out everything from there.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it just ends up being whatever it turns out to be.
Yeah.
So but it's all clicked, So.
Okay. And you're like the mastermind behind it. Do you handle the recordings?
I do all the dirty work. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mix it and track it and everything.
Yeah.
Cool. So
I think it sounds really good.
Thanks.
So
I try hard.
Doing a good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of sit in a camp of like somewhere between lo-fi and then doing things properly on the back end.
Okay.
But I kind of, like I said, I'm comfortable with the way that I've been working, and it seems to work out to everyone's advantage.
And it is tough, and it's hard.
Yeah.
And
but that's you got to find it one way or the other, and I think the reason that I like doing it the way that we're doing it is just because it's almost like a jazz method in a way, where you're kind of just learning the song in the studio and then recording your impression of it.
Yeah. It's very fresh.
But having the ability to like then overdub after the fact.
So, year and a half. Who? I assume you started the band. Like, how did all these people come together?
Liz started the band. We were at the Wiggle Room one night, and she was like, I don't know, maybe I should be in a band. And I was like, okay, I'll start a band. And then, we started Shrinestone. That was it.
And everyone else, were they already friends of you guys, or?
Yeah, well, it started off with four of us. And Sam is a close friend and colleague of mine in my day job and stuff. And we've done tons of recording and projects together. And he's usually a guitar player and a vocalist. And I asked him if he wanted to play bass in a band, and he's like, "Of course, sure, yeah, totally." And so we got him rolling on bass. Ted is a person I've been in multiple bands with over the years, the drummer. And I felt like Ted has a lot going on. He works for the art museum. He has 2 kids. He's like a full-time family dude, art museum gig dude. And I was like, "Hey Ted, can you come and like record drums on this one song?" And so we had him in and did the thing and recorded him. And I was like, I gotta find a way to trick Ted into being in this band. So I just kept coming back to asking him to record on this next song. And then like he enjoyed it and kind of co-signed it to the point where like he wanted to do it, and he was feeling good about it and like what we were doing. So And Brandon is also a person I've worked with like a lot over the years, but it's been in like electronic music world. And so my top of mind with Brandon is that he's a producer, a beat producer.
Okay.
But he's a great guitar player. And Sam one day was like, "Oh, we should just get Brandon." I was like, "Brandon? Oh yeah, of course." So like asked him to do the thing, and he said yes, and he's been super into it. As you know, he's just buying guitars left and right now. And He's the piece of the puzzle that we really needed to like make it cool.
No, it's all working.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are, kind of a big band, or if you don't think it's a big band, it's a pretty big sound.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, that's the idea. Yeah.
like, what's the writing process like? Like, how does it begin from somebody's nugget and then go to how big it ends up being?
I mean, I write all the demos, so the song structures and the ideas for the songs are kind of there, and I feel like I have I tend to think like a producer just because I've been probably spending most of my time over the last 30 years doing that aspect of things. So I kind of am thinking about the sound of the song and what are we going to need to accomplish that.
Yeah.
So the band's kind of like structured around like a conceptual sound idea of sounding large. How do we make it sound that way? How do we sort of become able to do that live? Yeah, everything is kind of already tracked with a lot of reverb and a lot of layers and just ideas of like putting things in places in the stereo field and stuff like that. I think like I kind of write from a sound rather than like I don't know how you'd say it. Not like a traditional like singer-songwriter like songwriter type person, It's more of like kind of hear the song already, and then it needs to be like performed by people who can like execute the actual shit that needs to be going down.
Yeah.
From like Liz playing piano, Ted playing drums, Brandon actually playing the melodies that I kind of clunkily put on the demo, and fleshing them out into really organic things with lots of ornamentation and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes more human and more detailed because everyone is adding those details in,
Yeah.
So I kind of have a big sounding demo that becomes bigger with the execution of all the parts and things that gets added,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It is a little bit unique to me. I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at, was like, how does this start, and then how does it get here?
Yeah.
Because I'm totally like singer songwriter.
Yeah. Right.
Kind of person where it's like,
yeah,
I gotta have my part and my lyrics in place,
mm-hmm.
but then I think I transition to where you begin from. I can hear, just start to hear like, I need this, and this.
Yeah, the music comes it's really like I choose it's like a tempo and a drum beat and then maybe a guitar melody and a bass line. And like, it starts kind of at that point. Lyrics come kind of last. We've recorded whole things that I didn't have lyrics for yet, like solidified. So like, it's kind of, I kind of have a rule with Shrinestone that I try really hard to only be singing 50% of the time duration of the song. And I try to like adhere to that as much as I can. Sometimes a song like has to do its own thing, obviously, but so like that's kind of the concept behind Shrinestone, is that like the hook is actually the guitar melodies.
Mm-hmm.
There's like not vocal hooks in like half the songs. I feel like it's like these guitar melodies that are hopefully beautiful and uplifting and inspiring and stuff. And that's kind of where like that's the center of gravity of the songs, is those melodies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're okay with like showing a song to the band and like you don't even have lyrics yet?
Yeah. I think that's happened once or twice.
Okay.
Yeah. Or the lyrics. There might be like vocals on the demo that are just like lame or whatever. But like but it's like I'm gonna I'll finish it or whatever, but like the vibe is there.
Yeah.
It's like the demos are the vibe.
Okay.
And then I'll often, even if I have lyrics or vocal melodies, like they're usually overwrought or like there's too much singing or something, and I'll like edit them later and I'll re-record vocals like 3 or 4 times on these songs, so that like I'm paring them down to just the essence of what needs to be there. And I feel like that editing process is like important to me, and important to the sound of the band. You know?
Yeah.
Just getting myself out of the way.
Okay.
Like, you know, I don't know if that makes sense, but like,
no, it makes sense, and it's actually like while you're talking about this, I'm like thinking about your songs and your music and the live performance of the band, and it's like now I'm like starting to see everything you're saying is true. It's like you do only kind of have like 50% vocals and I want to get into the lyric part a little more later.
It's not to say that that they're not important to me. I just like I want it to be like, I want it to feel like it's not like the me show, you know. It feels really good when I love melodies and I love writing them, and that's kind of like the everything about music to me. It's like the melodies, they really need to be like solid and executed well, and doesn't need to be vocals, you know, doing those things. Sometimes like vocals take away from melodies, like because it has to be lyrically driven or something like that. So I don't know, that's the way I look at it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's kind of a fresh perspective. And do you guys ever just jam together and come up with something?
Not ever. No, never.
That's kind of me too. Like I'm trying to get into that world. Just taking like little baby steps into, let's just play something and see what happens. Or like I just have an idea.
Right.
I'm like, let's mess around with this for 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I usually don't even show a song to the band until like I've got the chord structure, I've got the lyrics, I know what I'm gonna sing.
Yeah.
And then we start from there.
It's composed already. It sounds like that. I feel like you can get things out of like the jam method, but then I think you still have to take those things back into, okay, well, you know, how are we going to structure this? How are we going to use this part? You might get a good part out of it.
Right.
And actually, there's like some sort of virtual jamming that we've done where Brandon like will just put up a bunch of like loops that he made, like that he produced, drums and all, guitars, drums, like synths, like these loops, and he'll just shoot me a folder of them on Dropbox or something like that. And so far, one song that we've recorded that's coming out is based on like one of those things. But then I take that part, and I'll even like ask him, just get rid of the drums, just give me like the like whatever guitar loop you created with all of the effects and everything, and then I'll base the whole song on that, and then I'll write choruses and pre-choruses around it, and then it'll become like it became a band song.
So you guys, I would say, often get lumped into the shoegaze category.
Yeah.
Are you okay with that, or do you disagree?
I feel agree? Like I self-identified for like the first year that way, because I felt like I needed to be disciplined about what we were doing and kind of keep it in a zone, you know. And you somehow have to communicate your sound to people, and I feel like I do sort of pull most of the influences still, like sort of from a certain, whatever my idea of shoegaze is, kind of pulling from that template or that sound palette or something like that.
Okay. What are your influences? Like, what do you draw from? Like when I listen to you guys, like sometimes I hear a little bit of like Joy Division.
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of that first wave.
Sometimes Gary Newman.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
Yeah.
And then your song titles and again, lyrically, which I do want to hit on while we're talking, is like I think of REM sometimes.
Oh wow.
Not necessarily sound or anything, but
Yeah.
this other factor happening.
I feel like REM was important to me in the middle of the '80s when they sort of like the first few records maybe.
Yes. I should say old REM.
Yeah.
Is what I.
Fables of the Reconstruction was a cassette that I like wore out. Absolutely, yeah. That it just had an abstraction about it, and an understatedness about it. Like it's definitely document.
Yeah.
Document I listen to a lot, but like pre that, I mean, my favorite band of all time is Cocteau Twins. So that's like a big, sort of a big motivator of like guitar melodies being important and like big sounds being important and song titles, lyrics being sort of vague or whatever, or not related to the hook or something like that. So yeah, that's a huge thing. Joy Division, New Order were huge things for me. The first 5 Cure albums were big things for me. All of that stuff, yeah. Slowdive, huge for me.
Sure.
The big chunky slow songs are Slowdive songs, like Slowdive influenced songs. Pixies, Breeders, like if you go into the 90s, it's like stuff like that, you know. Always like a 4AD head, and Pixies and Breeders were on that. So it was kind of like, if 4AD was co-signing it, I was kind of into it.
Yeah.
You know, at least in that era.
Yeah.
Ride is a huge influence for me. Just in their kind of like, it feels like a spiritual, uplifting sound a lot of the time with Ride. Like really great melodies again, and not so focused on like vocal sound, or like a there's not like an ego in the center of the band so much, which is a thing that I really like in my old age love, is just kind of a like spreading attention out over a band, and over the like the real timeness of a song, you know? Not have it always be driven by like one focal point the whole time, which is like modern pop music is only that.
Right.
You know. So.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, totally.
I like having pillars.
Yeah.
You know. That you can rely on.
That really makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking about how you guys play live and everything. I mean, it's like everyone's got important parts.
Right.
And I think everyone stands out at the same time. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, you can pinpoint like what Liz is playing on keyboards, and there's a lot of times like I feel like the song hasn't truly started until Sam comes in. You know? Yeah. And it's like, you know, he lays down the first bass note, and it's like
bass drop.
Oh yeah.
We do use that a lot. Or pull it out in the middle of a song, like suck all the energy out of it, and then he comes back in and it like, you know, it rejuvenates the energy. Yeah, that's probably coming from hip hop world, you know.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a sign of, you know, I mean, you guys are a band. You know, it's not just like one person like leading the charge or whatever. It's like
the focal point moves through a song.
Everybody is important. Everybody's got parts to play.
Balance. It's all about balance.
Yeah. I think there is balance in there, in your songs and your music. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, trying to find it.
Yeah. In a way, you've kind of answered some of my other thoughts I had, but I did want to get into the lyrical aspect of Shrinestone. Like I said, I'm kind of like singer-songwriter guy. I love lyrics.
You write great lyrics.
Like, oh, thank you.
Huge fan. Huge fan. Yeah.
I really get into lyrics. You know, a lot of my influences and heroes they're just like really great song crafters. You know. So what I was really getting into with Shrinestone and your lyrics are, you know, I feel like there's definitely like a poetry aspect
Yeah.
going on, and you've already said a few minutes ago that they're vague or don't necessarily
Yeah, they're not
have
stories.
to match up with what,
Right.
you know, whatever's going on sonically.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, like I said, that was kind of more the angle I was taking with the REM thing, especially old REM, early REM, where, you know, everyone talks about, like, Michael Stipe's lyrics being...
Can't even understand what they are.
Don't know what they are half the time.
Yeah.
It's all a mystery.
Yeah.
It's very cryptic.
Right. Yeah, I keep it low in the mix.
Right.
And that's just straight up like Cocteau Twins influence. I mean,
yeah,
there's just like not a lot to chew on there as far as like knowing what's going on in the first kind of whole half of her thing, and I really like loved it so much that was it almost was like completely instrumental music for me.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, like with a vocalist somehow, but there was not like there was no narrative, you know, and a lot of the lyrics that I write are I rely a lot on kind of bibliomancy for inspiration and stuff like that, like keeping certain books around me so that like I can start, like I can go and just like look at phrases, things that jump out, I will like use that and write off of those things. Or if I'm like becoming too literal or becoming too like narrative-y, you know, I'll pull out the James Joyce or like certain aspects of David Foster Wallace. Like I keep Infinite Jest all of the time next to me when I'm writing lyrics.
Oh my
just
God.
yeah, I know you're ahead. I don't know as much as you do, but like it's almost like a lyric Bible for me that I just kind of keep around.
Wow.
For like especially like song titles. A lot of the song titles come first because I have to save the file, right? So like the song title becomes the file name, and then I'll be pulling from those sources, you know.
Yeah.
And but like trying to have things in the lyrics that I think the whole point of doing that process is like whatever's in your heart or in your mind or your spirit or something like that, like it's jumping off the page for a reason.
Yeah.
And like everything else on the page is not jumping out at you. So like,
sure.
Okay, well your mind wants to like lock into like a phrase or a sentence or something like that. And so yeah, I'll pull that and then that'll become like a starting point for like a verse or something like that. And that way I'm sort of like externalizing like lyric writing all of the time and basing it on like things that I like trust, you know.
Okay.
Or like it's just a thing to it's kind of an abstract impressionism version of lyricism, I feel like.
Yeah.
Not to be too pretentious or something, but
no, that's cool.
It's more about like or maybe it's sampling or something like that, like just okay, this is interesting and it fits how I'm feeling and how this song sounds, and I could probably sing it and it won't sound awkward, so like let's base a thing on that. And that's kind of the process. Yeah.
Okay.
And trying to keep lyrics to a minimum kind of also, but yeah, like so I do a lot of that, like trying to like connect with certain books and connect with certain authors through the music.
Yep.
Even if it's a superficial kind of way, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like conceptually based on those books. It's just literally like words.
Grabbing stuff.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. That I find interesting.
Well, it warms my heart that you're a David Foster Wallace fan.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I still have a long way to go, but yeah, I know that you did you did a whole instrumental album with Aaron Kerr about an author. Like that
was crazy.
Yeah.
That was some years of my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Working on that.
Really.
Yeah.
The Howling Cadenza track is really like appropriate. I was like, oh yeah, I'm feeling that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
interesting.
That was a crazy experience that I'm really happy we did.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That was totally one of those things where it was, you know how they say, like, if you want something in the world that's not there, then make it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's what that was.
Right. Right. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
I listened to the whole thing today before this because I found it. I was like, oh man, he did this too. That's
that was
that's
wild.
amazing. Yeah. It's a great record.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned the song titles because actually I wrote that down when I was, you know, just thinking about things to talk about with you. Was the song titles are one of the things that reminded me of REM. Well, you know, with like wolves lower,
Mm-hmm.
you know, things like that, stuff in parentheses.
Yes.
And things that you could look at on the back of a CD or a record or whatever and just be like,
who the fuck knows?
Man, what is this? This song could be about anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I guess I better listen to it to find out.
Yeah, it's kind of a modern painting way of titling things. I feel like, you know, without just untitled numbering things. Like, you know, again, it's like I feel like it's a pure function of having to name a demo file without having a lyrical idea first.
Yeah.
And wanting to name it something that'll stick. And it'll be the word or the sentence for that song, no matter what I write to it. And I like not having the titles connected to the lyrics anyway. So I feel like that's a very valid reason for doing it that way.
Sure.
Because you got to name it something. And I'd rather get that part over with. Get the title over with first. Work from a title. That's kind of like a thing that some artists do, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's sometimes a really valuable thing to do, and it can sort of almost like direct you in and of itself. Like, oh, well, this is the title. This is what I'm working. Like, it already feels done, even if it's not done, because it's titled.
Yeah.
You know? And so, yeah, it's very motivating.
Yeah. I mean, I'm big fan of Tom Waits.
Yeah.
He's right behind you.
Yep. Oh, yeah, there he is.
And, like,
young.
I remember, you know, seeing the album Bone Machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, what the hell is that? What's a bone machine?
Right.
I gotta check this out.
Probably New York City at that time.
Yeah. Like, I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
You know? And then it becomes, like, one of my favorite Tom Waits albums.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
So I want to ask you a couple specific things about just a couple lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
From what is it? 20 Points, Golden Age.
Oh yeah, right.
What's a Malomere?
Oh, Malomere is a fictional place that
that
I made up, probably under the inspiration of Infinite Jest again, because there's a lot of fictional places that are sort of like referencing. It just feels like sort of the name of a maybe an English countryside town or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't exist.
Okay.
But it was something that was like just sounded right to sing there at the time.
Sure.
In that song.
That's cool.
And actually half of the lyrics, all the verses of that song are lifted from a Beach Fossils song called Golden Age.
Golden Age. Okay.
So the 20 points part is my chorus, and the Golden Age part is his verses, but they don't use the melody or any of the other material. It's only the lyrics that were placeholder lyrics that I never got rid of. So yeah, all that's really interesting. I mean, like, that's what it is for you. Yeah.
And then, like, just me not knowing anything and just seeing it, like, the first thing that my brain jumps to, first of all, is, like, the Golden Age is one of my favorite Beck songs.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So it's like that jumps into my head.
Yeah.
And then, like, the Malomere thing is, I think of a marshmallow.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Or Or there's like some candy that has mallow in it. I can't think of what it is right now.
Yeah.
But mallow. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know. It's on the tip of my tongue. What you're thinking of?
There's a candy bar or a candy kind of thing that has mallow in it.
Right.
And those are the things I think of.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like totally not what what it is, and that's all like the beauty of all this.
Yeah.
Your 2 EPs. Just wanted to ask about the titles. What Kismet and Blank? What does that mean? What's that about?
That's a song. So that's the second song on it. That's the song title that is just derived from having to like naming the song first. It's a very Cocteau Twins-esque title. I feel like they had a lot of like this and that titles, which I found interesting. And there's no real. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to dig into it, like Kismet is obviously a chance coming together of good things, and and blank is a blank canvas, but I'd hate to like literalize it too much. It's just it just rolls off the tongue, and that was the title. Yeah.
Okay.
And the other one is Zed and Done, right? Another and.
Zed, yeah. Zed
or ZEP, which
Zed,
was
yeah.
from the song Zed and Done, which is just a stupid pun on Said and Done, with a zero at the front of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
which is another weird,
yeah,
mind jump for me. You don't hear the word or name Zed very often. And the only thing I can attach it to is Pulp Fiction.
Right.
And it's like, Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
Yeah.
And
I think of it as being how the English say zero.
Okay.
So zero and done was like interesting concept to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing and then we're done. And it's the first EP. I don't know. It just was like accomplishing a thing that either like maybe meant nothing to anybody,
Yeah.
But just another song title.
Yeah.
I got a million of them.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I mean, they keep me intrigued.
Yeah. Thanks.
If I may, I want to just kind of present an example of your lyrics here. And so this like whole thing like just popped out to me. This is from the song 13thly.
Yeah.
Which even that, the song title,
Right.
is like, what does 13thly mean? I mean, the number 13 has a lot of
My
stuff
birthday's the
attached to
13th.
it. Okay. So, let me read this here.
Okay.
All right. 13thly. All right. Here's a drop of water from the sunset on a grain of gravity. Search out empty years in Milwaukee, tilting to infinity. Coast to cobra, shadow sound. Scripted living lifted, fortifying from the bomb boats of the million boys who drifted. We're just about there. Beam down everywhere. We're just about there. Souls in the stale air.
Well, that sounds pretty good with you reading it, man.
I mean, what's going on there? I mean, to me, this is fascinating. There's a lot to unpack in those 2 paragraphs.
Do you really want to know?
That's why I'm asking.
You remember that boat that was stranded at the beach?
I do.
Yeah, it's about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It just is an idea of, I mean, there's a lot in there that has nothing to do with that, but like, the water theme, the boats of millionaires, the sunset, empty years in Milwaukee. I guess I don't know, like I went down there 2 or 3 times. I think Liz was down there for the removal of it. Yeah, it was a huge event. My friend Max was down there for the removal of it. I was working, otherwise I would have been there. just the stranding of it. Did you go down there?
I didn't go down there,
okay.
But I followed.
Yeah.
Milwaukee Record was doing.
Yeah.
A lot of posts about it. Like every time I looked at it, there was
there
was more graffiti.
Right.
It was
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was one of the most beautiful things that ever happened in this town. Was that, and it was almost like an art installation.
Yeah.
That had more meaning than any art installation that I've ever seen, and it wasn't an intentional art installation.
Right.
And me and my daughter climbed up in it, and it was like, it was all fucked up on the inside, graffiti. The graffiti changed. There was like taggers that I had been following that like eventually got on there, and then one day it was gone. But yeah, that whole first part of that song is kind of just like a sort of cultural synopsis with, I don't know, whatever goes through my brain filter of just kind of like, you think you have a plan in life, those people that owned the boat, and they seemed like they really were like psyched or something, and then lost it all, and it just washed up on the shore, and they were getting fined thousands of dollars a day for it, and it became this whole like cultural phenomenon, which was almost better than, I mean, I don't know if I should feel bad for them or not or anything, but like the thing that happened was so unintentional and so beautiful that like it kind of captured a whole section of my brain for a while, and I think a lot of people's.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of just like crystallizing that event.
That's so cool.
In my mind. And
I mean, I never would have thought of that.
It's like, again, it's super vague and abstract, but it's like pulling ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of really the main inspiration for that.
Okay.
I think the second verse is not about that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think I wrote that thing in like 2 parts over different periods of time, but yeah, that's kind of what that was. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I never would have thought of that.
Trying to write about,
what is that about?
Yeah, just trying to write about different shit, man. You know, like
I'm always trying to crack these codes. And like.
Yeah. That's cool that you asked about that.
I mean, that's kind of what a lot of this. I'm like reading through your lyrics and everything, and again, like cryptic. Very open to interpretation.
Yeah.
And like, this song can mean this for me, but
right.
obviously completely different.
Yeah.
Something for you, like where it came from and what it's about.
Yeah.
And there's always that age-old question of like, do you even want to know that? Like you said, do you really want to know?
Yeah, because I feel like the explanation sometimes, it's like not this is a bad analogy, but getting to know your heroes is a bad idea, and sometimes getting to know the meaning of something that is vague is also a bad idea, but sometimes it's good, I guess.
I mean, that's really cool to me.
I'm glad that you know what it was. Like, you have a reference point for it.
Yeah.
Like, you paid attention to that thing.
I mean, I followed that whole,
It's heartbreaking and hilarious and interesting,
thing,
and the fact that it was such a Herculean task to even get it out of there, and it took so long.
I mean, I can't believe it took as long as it did. I can't believe
either.
It was there so long.
Yeah, better part of a year, right?
It
was over a winter.
Amazing.
It got iced in and everything.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, it kind of became, I don't know if you follow like Milwaukee record stuff, but
I do.
But
I know Tyler pretty well.
Okay.
So,
yeah, Tyler Moss.
Yeah.
So about the spot where they have the snow.
Yeah, at the PAC.
The snow mound.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that boat became.
Right.
It was like,
yes.
how long is this going to be here?
It was one of those things.
Yeah.
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 And I was so happy that they latched onto it and they were like into it. Yeah. Fuck, it was so good.
That's crazy.
I wish it was still there.
I have a couple like weird questions for you.
Yeah.
One is, I've noticed at all the live shows that we've played together, you always use an SM57.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
There is a reason for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is that?
I feel like I always struggle with a vocal sound, like always. And one of my biggest struggles is the fact that like I can't find a simple way to give to like whether there's a PA or a sound guy or not, in the case of like Bremen or Last Rites or something like that. To kind of give them a pre-prepped signal. Like I have my effects, you know, reverbs and delays and stuff on a unit, but there's no EQ in that box.
Yeah.
And so for me, and they don't, I feel like there isn't really an easy way to have a vocal EQ. So the easiest way for me to do it is to use a mic that at least sort of reflects that sound a little bit. And I used 58s for years. I own a bunch of them. But like singing in this band, I really needed like a low roll off on my voice because it kind of is muddy, like naturally.
Sure.
And a 57 kind of takes that out a little bit. So, but yeah, it's mainly for the EQ of it. It just it handles my voice a little better, makes it a little less offensive.
Okay.
And I'm always trying to make it less offensive. So I just feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
All of the time, 100% of the time, the 57 feels better for me.
Okay.
Maybe I have a guitar-like voice or something. Who knows? But it's like, yeah, it works out. You know.
Okay.
Easy solution.
So, an aspect of your band, of Shrinestone, that I like, and again, just something I noticed at the shows and whatnot, is you've got some pre-recorded snippets.
Yeah.
That are in between songs or start off songs or whatever.
Yeah.
What is that stuff? Like, where is that from? Why is it there?
I always like to have intros and outros, just to kind of set the tone. Kind of like and we rehearse with the intros and the outros, and it kind of gets everyone in the band's muscle memory, like on board, like, okay, this is about to start, you know. And then there's like maybe a few things that are just kind of ambient.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't even know if we've used yet, but we will be, where it's just like an ambient thing you're at the beginning or an end of a song. The easiest way to like kind of duplicate it is to just have that sampled and play it, right? Yeah. So like, but yeah, there's two songs that start with these drum intros. One is 13thly, one is Dust Up. Dust Up is actually like Ted drumming from the recording through effects, and then I just put that on the sampler and play it, and it starts it just like the other songs. It's an alternative to just counting it off or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like those textural things in the set. Kind of just breaks it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I like the intros and outros. The outro is usually just like a Dentine commercial or something like that, or the intro is the Heaven's Gate guy. I really gotta like make some new ones, but okay. Yeah. And actually, that whole Heaven's Gate intro is a excerpt from a ambient record that I made under the name Soft Surveillance. That's like a longer piece, but like it's just this excerpt of that I thought it was amusing to start the set with.
Okay.
Being in a cult or something like
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not to laugh at death or people's misfortunes or anything, but we live in the world we live in. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at the thank yous
mm-hmm.
on your EP.
I might have to review that.
And I was wondering why you thanked Chuck Klosterman.
Oh, one of my favorite authors. I just like he's probably my like David Foster Wallace is to you, Chuck Klosterman is to me. Like definitely read all of his stuff over the years. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, for better or for worse, just captures a certain like Gen X kind of soul
Yeah,
in
totally.
the books that like I really identify with, kind of in the way of the sort of multi-level cultural references and stuff like that, where it's you're not kind of tethered to, you're not like moored to one thing in your life. Like there's all of these kind of different forces that kind of philosophically bombard you all the time, and I feel like that. But I like putting authors in the thank yous because it's important, and it's important to me, and it makes it bigger than just a pop record or something like that.
Yeah.
In a way, If You Catch Me on the Right Day, my favorite movie is Slacker.
Oh yeah.
Slackers,
yeah.
Dude's first movie.
Richard Linklater.
Yeah, Linklater. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I watch it at least once a month, and it just kind of it's kind of like a Chuck Klosterman book in a movie or something like that. Like in the way that it's its cultural references come from everywhere. There's no phones. It's like of the time. It was a life that I was living in, like that period of time, like where one of the funniest things about it is some dude's leaving the apartment, and his roommate asks him what he's gonna do, and he's like, oh, I got band rehearsal in 4 or 5 hours, so I figured I'd just like walk down there now and whatever he says. But it's like that kind of whole like life of like you're not really distracted by anything, like, and you don't have anything going on, so you're just gonna make your way to the next thing you have going on, and whatever happens in that 4 or 5 hours is just gonna happen. And, it's kind of beautiful. I definitely like spent a lot of years living like that, and
I love that movie.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Are you from Wisconsin?
Yeah, for the most part, I am. I did all my schooling here, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was born in Los Angeles, but my family moved back when I was 5 or 6.
Okay.
So
yeah,
I did all my shit here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Yep.
West Dallas, Milwaukee.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've kind of referenced here and there like things you were doing before Shrinestone. Like what? Fill me in on that. Like what did you have going on? Like other bands, solo things, electronica.
There's a lot of stuff. Probably like too much to talk about, but I guess the big ones are like Def Harmonic. Def Harmonic was a hip hop band that I had with a friend of mine, Leah, and we were operational for probably like 1999 until maybe 2000. We still do reunion shows every 5 years for the record label that we used to be on. But like 99 to maybe 2015, 16, 17, so probably 2015. So a long time.
Okay.
That was a huge part of life, was doing that. And that started after I moved back from San Francisco. I lived in San Francisco from 96 to like 99. I was there for 3 years during the Enron era.
Okay.
And the Barry Bonds era.
Yeah.
And I was playing jazz before that. In the 90s, I was just playing jazz. I was a saxophone player. I went to music school at UWM for 3 years.
Okay.
And I had a development deal from Domino Records, and that fell apart. But I went to the UK a few times and like supported that a little bit and tried to see what was going on. And they weren't really into me over there, so that was fine,
I mean, that's it really interesting to me that, you know, you're doing jazz and you play saxophone, and then you've got this like hip hop bent to you.
Yeah.
I remember the whole, you know, not long ago you did the Wu-Tang Portishead
All right. Yeah.
thing.
Exactly.
And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love Portishead.
Yeah.
And my wife loves Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it was just like,
it's one of those things.
What is this?
Right. Like it's something that like it was conceptually in the back of my mind for a long time, and finally like kind of had the technology to actually execute it. So so it did it. Yeah. And actually Portishead, like it's weird because one of the sort of in the hip hop days, like 2004, 5, 6, I became friends and collaborators with a guy in Bristol in the UK, and we made some like a few like 12 inches and 45s and stuff like that. We ended up going over there to play a festival with them, and our rehearsal space was the Portishead studio.
Oh man!
Because he was friends with Jeff Barrow.
With Jeff, yeah.
And
Jeff,
so
guy
that
from Portishead
kind of couple weeks was like us rehearsing in the port, and it was while they were recording 3.
Okay.
So their like setups were in there, like don't touch anything on these instruments because like they like had all their shit going on in process, and we were just we were in like a side room rehearsing this shit, and then played shows and toured England a little bit, and played the festival. And one of those nights was just because we were there and they had to like our friend Ben had to do this function, brought us to like a birthday party for one of the creators of Wallace and Gromit. And Jeff Barrow was one of the people at the dinner, and it was like 20 people at this restaurant celebrating this person's birthday, and then us people, a couple people from Milwaukee, 3 of us from Milwaukee, just like, not that I ever knew any of them, or I got to shake Jeff's hand, that was it.
Yeah.
You know? But like being in their creative space and
that's wild.
Like they're just some dudes in a band too.
Yeah.
Kind of like this.
Right? Oh man. On that note, I think it's time to go to the EQ.
Yeah, let's go to the EQ.
Let's go to the EQ.
Can't wait. Hopefully I remember all my answers.
The everybody questions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you've seen the other episodes, so you know what this is about.
I remember some of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 10 questions for everybody, all the same questions.
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes. What's your favorite Milwaukee venue to play?
Right. Yeah. I guess I'm going to say MKE Ultra. My favorite, though, my favorites are the smallest, grungiest. Not that Ultra is very grungy, but, I love the smallest ones.
Yeah.
Where you can only fit the band.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
No,
Can't
I do
explain
too.
it.
I do too.
It gives me jazz club vibes. So, my favorite is I love Bremen.
Yep.
And I love Ultra, and I love Last Raids.
What's your favorite Milwaukee bar?
So does it have to exist still?
No.
Huh. So I'll give you the non-existent answer, and that's the Palm. The Palm is my all-time favorite bar, and it got replaced by the worst thing ever. And probably my favorite bar now is Bernhardt's.
Okay.
I tend to go there at 1:45 in the morning after work and have one Guinness and one Fernet and then go the fuck home. And they know me, and I just kind of I walk in and they give me the shit and I pay for it.
Yeah.
I sit there on my phone and just decompress from a long night at the restaurant. So
yeah,
I
love Bernhardt's.
That's my spot.
We'll see if your bias comes out here or not. But what's your favorite Milwaukee restaurant?
My favorite right now is a Mexican restaurant called Tlaxcalteca. It's on 13th and off of Mitchell in the 13th Street El Rey parking lot.
Okay.
And it's a birria focused tiny spot.
Okay.
And you get the birria tacos and they give you the consomme with it in a little styrofoam cup. And it's like the fucking best.
Oh, shit.
I will go there as much as
I gotta go there,
possible.
man.
Yeah.
I gotta go.
Really, really, really good and very like southern Mexico
Okay.
cuisine.
What is your favorite music, movie, or documentary?
Dig.
Oh, hell yeah. I love Dig, man.
Dig is the shit.
That is the best.
And tied with Dig is Straight No Chaser, Thelonious Monk documentary.
Okay.
Yeah, both of those. But Dig is
the shit.
Amazing and seems more than the sum of its parts because it's like it was intended to be one thing and became another thing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm such a Brian Jonestown Massacre fan.
Okay.
Fucking so awesome. And I actually recently, last year, saw Danny Warhol's play in Portland, and that was fucking great too.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but brilliant. Brilliant movie.
Do you name any of your instruments?
Not at all. I'm not tethered.
That's okay.
I don't. No. I don't spend a lot of money on instruments, and I don't become too attached to them.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think it's because I had a house fire when I was 20 years old, so like I try not to become attached to things anymore.
If you could join any band and be a member of, what would it be?
Any band?
Any band that you would like to be part of.
I'm not prepared for this one. Probably Haunter. That's gonna feed into
Haunter.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a huge Haunter fan.
Okay.
And when you ask me what my favorite Milwaukee band is, they're gonna come up.
Haunter.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know them.
Okay.
I had never played a show.
I know Aiden.
Yeah.
I know the singer.
I only have their tapes. That's it. I've only listened.
They haven't played for a while. It's been a while.
Right. I heard them maybe 3-4 years ago on Local Life, though.
Okay.
And so it's, to me, that's not too long ago. But yeah, they haven't played.
Yeah.
They haven't played very recently.
Yeah.
But love Hunter.
Tell me a song you wish you wrote.
Oh yeah, that's a tough one too. Probably a Ventura Highway.
Ventura.
America. You familiar with that?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs.
So the band America.
The band America. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ventura Highway.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of like sort of that era of things. And if I start thinking about songs I wish I wrote, but I definitely have a connection with like California and stuff, and that song super speaks to me. So I'll just say that.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the greatest. Yeah.
All right. If there were any artist you could collaborate with, who would that be? Living or dead?
That's a hard one too. I'm not prepared for that. I'll say Wayne Shorter. He's a saxophone player. Played in the Miles Davis Quintet in the second quintet in the 60s, but also played the saxophone solo on Asia Steely Dan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And played also a saxophone solo on a Bruce Hornsby record on one song.
Interesting.
But yeah.
So besides what you do for Shrinestone, and besides making kick-ass cannolis, do you have any other talents?
I can like wire a room in a house. I can kind of like remodel a house a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
I have like
demo
construction.
it first.
I have shitty construction skills. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Demo and then redo.
Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I've done a lot of that at my house, and I learned a lot of it from my dad.
I might want to talk to you about
Okay.
it. Outside, there's some stuff I want to do upstairs.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Last question for EQ. If you could change anything about the music industry, what would it be?
Oh man, nothing.
Nothing.
It's perfect.
Oh my God. Wow.
Nah, I don't exist in it. I don't feel like I don't know anything about it. I don't wish anything about it. I'm happy like in my lane, you know. I kind of been peripherally through the journey a little bit, but I've glimpsed enough to know that it's like, yeah, that's not me. You know, I don't really need to be chasing that at all. Like, not at all. And I feel like it's especially pertinent to our conversation about Shrinestone, because Shrinestone is like 100% just something I want to make, and not driven to like marketing or chasing some sort of like anything other than the sound of it, and anything other than playing a show locally or something like that in the smallest room possible. Like,
yeah.
That's it for me at this point in my life, and I've kind of like had a lot of meetings and had a lot of like, you know, development deal and possibilities and stuff like sort of kind of pop up here and there and like little things, but it's fine. I don't want to think about that. You know, music's not that to me anymore, if it ever was. And I just want to be able to like have a band that I like the people and I like the songs, and just play a show once in a while, you know. And it's like that's enough, you know. I feel like the bigger it gets, the more of a can of worms it is, and you know, I don't know. Touring is not very appealing to me. So yeah, I don't need anything from the industry, especially now. It's weird now.
It is weird now. Yeah. That is the most pure and beautiful answer I've heard so far.
You don't even need to make product anymore. It's really like kind of cool if you embrace it. I make product once in a while out of nostalgia, but yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
It's kind of a beautiful answer.
Yeah, I can't feel any kind of way about it anymore. You know, I just have fun with it. You know?
Yeah.
And I'm from here. It's easy here. You know, I can get on the radio if I make a good song.
Yeah.
And
I get that
I
too.
can play a show.
Milwaukee's been very cool about that.
Yeah. Cheers. Fuck yeah. We only got half a bottle to go, so.
Yeah. This feels like a good place to end. And have you guys play a song.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
All right. Thanks again for watching Chords on Fire, Episode 3 with Shrinestone. Please hit that subscribe button, like button, whatever you can to support. They've got a big show coming up May 23rd at Holy Mackerel. It's an outside venue, rain or shine, and it's the first little music festival that they're going to be putting on over there. And what song are you guys going to play, Jason?
We're playing Starboxing.
All right, Starboxing. And who's joining you?
This is Brandon Birchbauer, lead guitarist, Shrinestone, the great.
Excellent. Yeah. So come out May 23rd. They're playing. My band Cassini Echo's playing with them. Come check it out. It's going to be cool. All right, Starboxing. Take it away, guys.
Constantly praised for an attack. I got 36 chambers that'll push right back. Downstream, but we put it down. I'm a six-pack Susan from the next town. Active past flash and hideout heels. Anonymous allies, decent still.